Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be unboxing an LNER J70 tram engine from Model Rail and Rapido Trains. Now I've purchased this model for myself as part of the Operation Shunt It competition being run by Scale Model Scenery, and this right here is going to be my primary motive power. So let's take a look, shall we? So, first of all, very nicely packaged, just to prevent any kind of wear damage on the box in transit. So, you know, it's a little thing, but I appreciate it. So, just open it up. And that will give you a slightly better look at what we're dealing with. Now the first thought you're probably having is, that looks a bit like Toby. And you'd be right, because the real things used to run through the parish of Emneth on the Wisbeach and Upwell tramway, which is where Reverend Audrey was actually based for a while, and came up with the stories of Thomas and his friends. So actually, before I slide it open, we'll just take a quick look at the box. So, authentically detailed model, not suitable for children under 14, yada yada yada. The folding box is recyclable. Good to know. I shall be keeping hold of my box, but good to know. So on the end, as you can see, the model I've gone for is the J70 loco with skirts, LNER wartime livery, number 7128. And on here, just gives you a bit of blurb, if I do that, so you can see the entire side, about the Great Eastern Railway and the railway it ran on. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to have a read of that, just pause the video and take a look. I'm not going to read it all out to you, because not essential. And on this end, we've got another picture replicating the one on the front. And just a plain white back. So, if we slide this out, and I haven't opened this at all, so I haven't seen what's inside. I don't know what to expect. Right, so first of all, got a little booklet which gives you prototype history, how to run it in, fitting the detailed parts. We recommend the following books. That's interesting. Branch Line to Upwell by Vic Mitchell, Keith Smith and Andrew Ingram. I own that. The Wisbeach and Upwell Tramway by Chris Hawkins and George Reith. I also own that. The Wisbeach and Upwell Tramway by Peter Pay. I also own that one, funnily enough. Yeadon's Register of LNER Locomotives, Volume 48. I don't own that one, but I do own a bunch of other books that aren't listed here that do specialise on the Wisbeach and Upwell Tramway. Alright, dismantling your J70. Hopefully we won't need to do that. Dcc Operation, so it's fitted with a 6-pin decoder socket. And if you want to run your loco on DCC, remove the chassis and fit a 6-pin decoder, essentially. And for those who may wish to fit digital sound, a Sugar Cube speaker is fitted above the worm gear. So they've already fitted a speaker for you. That's awesome. This will just be running on DC, so no worries there. Fitting open-end windows. So your J70 is supplied factory fit glazed side and cab windows in the closed position. So photographs show that on the Wisbeach and Upwell Tramway, they often run with the end windows wide open, doubtless an indication of how hot the small cabs could get. That is very true. Seen a lot of pictures, and that is very true. And so it gives you the part, so you can actually model it with the windows open, which is cool. Not going to go through all that. Catchers and couplings. So tension lock couplings fitted within any end pocket and simply pulls out. And then with the coupling removed, the cow catcher can be unclipped by pulling it forwards and down. Whichever coupling and cow catcher you use, keep the others in case you need them later. Very good advice. So, as you can see there, you can fit a full cow catcher rather than the one with the cutout for the standard double O coupling. And then you can fit the additional details and so on and so forth. So that's all cool. And then here we have a parts diagram with all the listed parts number down the side. So that's cool. So if you break or lose anything, potentially you can just get in touch and get the replacement parts. So we'll place that there out the way. And now the fun bit. So this is medium density foam, we'll say. It's a bit squishy, but it's got some rigidity to it. And then inside, in a plastic sleeve inside more foam, is the loco. And as you can see there, we have a separate bag. We can zoom in, which has got your window frames, and that looks like the LNER plate and other details. That's cool. We'll come back to those later. I'm not worried about that today. So just slides out there, and inside is another bag of details. So these are the alternative cow catchers, alternative side doors, hooks and chains. Excellent. Probably won't be using those on this loco for this layout, but it's cool that they've added them. Right, so got a two-part moulded plastic sleeve that holds the loco, and then it's wrapped in this semi-opaque sheet, and inside we get the loco. And the first thing I can tell you is that is quite heavy, and if you can see my finger, that little chain there is not moulded. That is a loose chain. That's cool. Shows you how far these little trains have come from years gone by. That would just be a moulded on part. So take a look at the front end. You can see no doors on it at the moment, so I get to choose how we model the doors. Standard narrow tension lock couplings. I just realised I didn't really have you in focus there. It's even got some detail underneath, look, which you're not going to see in operation, but it's cool how they do model all that great stuff. And then if I can do that, you can see I've got a brake stand in there and all the detail inside. That's excellent. So that, they are sprung. Just wait for it to focus. Look at that. Sprung buffers. Not really essential, certainly in 00 gauge, but it's cool. Anyway, that is our 00 gauge J70 tram. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it on the track I have set up, and we're going to give it a little run. and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so here we are on my temporary setup of, this is third radius loop track, and I run a lot of shunting puzzles, so end-to-end track and small space, ideal for people such as myself who live in a one-bedroom flat or apartment if you're in the US, and yeah, just don't have a lot of space. The downside is running trains in isn't really ideal. You want to give them a long run in round a circle. So set track like this, let's say this is third radius, you go second radius. I've got a fourth radius one as well, which isn't really necessary. I don't have massively long locos that need running in with that. But anyway, here we are again with our J70 tram, and let's give it a run in. As you can see on the edge of my picture, I have a really old Hornby analog controller. Really old, but it does the job. So let's give it a run. So just place that on the track and give it some power, and straight away off it goes. Now, as you can hear, there is a little bit of sound there. Not too much though. And what I say by not too much, I'm going to give you an example. So we'll just bring in to a stop. Here I have a Hornby basic 040 loco. They've been selling these for years, and I believe they have updated the chassis, or at least I'm told they've updated from the original Triangle chassis. It is a bit more modern, but it is a very basic chassis, sold in the railroad range, just simple 040. But if I place that on the track for comparison, just give it a little, now it's not going to run for me. There we go. Just so you can hear the difference, hopefully. Unfortunately, I am just using my phone for a mic on this video, but hopefully that gives you a comparison of the volume levels between a basic Hornby and this J70 tram. And just place that back on the tracks again and set him off. Now most of that sound you're getting there is from the wheels on the track, where as you could hear a bit more motor noise with the Hornby. Yeah, that's very good running, and now we've got it moving. Let's just see on track that hasn't been cleaned for a long time. It's not that dirty, but it's been stored for a long time. I've just got it out, set up a loop. The connections, as you can probably see here, are not great at all. It's just two wires soldered to the track that I've wrapped around the connectors on the controller. So taking that into consideration, how slow can we get this before it comes to a stop? Not very. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if that's a limitation of my setup or an indication that this train is a bit quicker than it should be. I know on DCC it will run a lot slower, but let's just see how quick it will go. So on full chat they're rather loud, but as you can see it's not massively racing off, so I'm going to say it's geared rather well, and it's going to do what I want it to perfectly. I could do a load test with it, stick a bunch of wagons on the back and coaches and stuff, but to be honest I think that's kind of pointless for the purposes of this, because these wouldn't have had massive long loads. There was times admittedly in the summer where they would have rather long rakes, but how I'm going to be using it is going to be pulling 5 wagons at the most, so I have no doubts that it'll be up to the job. But anyway, I think I've waffled on long enough, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this video, and I will try and bring you updates if you're interested in the actual shunting layout and the competition itself. In the meantime, if you head over to Scale Model Scenery's website, there will be a link to the Modelers Club pages, and you can actually follow along with the competition or get involved yourself. Right, that's enough for me from now. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.